Continues for a woman who disappeared Sunday morning near the Mississippi River in La Crosse. Brielle Handrich went to high school with 22-year-old Elliot Hines in Hortonville. Brielle tells WXOW-TV she came from the Fox Valley to help with the search efforts.
I work with my mom, and she's like, Brielle, you got to go. I can't imagine feeling how her parents are feeling, and I just hope Elliot's out there fighting her battle and making sure that she stays there and knows that there's people out there searching. So that's why I'm here.
Photos of Elliot Hines and more information online at WTMJ.com. Formal sentencing today for Brian Kohberger for the stabbing deaths of 4 University of Idaho students in 2022. ABC News legal contributor Eric Faddis says there could be a handful of loved ones who end up giving victim impact statements.
They have the right to go in front of the judge. It's kind of like having their day in court without the trial, because there's not going to be a trial due to the fact that Kohberger accepted a plea offer.
His plea deal also spares Kohberger the death penalty. He will receive 4 consecutive life sentences. President Trump touting a new trade deal with Japan that sets tariffs on Japanese imports. More from ABC's Mary Bruce.
That new 15% tariff extending to Japanese autos, putting them at a competitive advantage to other car makers who still face Trump's steeper 25% tariffs. In exchange, Japan agreeing to allow American automakers to sell their cars and trucks in Japan, and opening up the country to imports of U.S.-grown rice and other agricultural products.
Meanwhile, Tesla may be in for one of its worst quarters in years thanks to falling sales, uncertainty over tariffs, and controversy about CEO Elon Musk. In the first quarter of the year, Tesla's profit plummeted 71%. Its market value has been cut in half since December. Investors will receive second quarter earnings reports from Tesla and Google parent company Alphabet after the markets close today. Right now, time for news about your money. The WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The Dow is up 198 points. NASDAQ up 18. The S&P 500 is up 17. What does the one big beautiful bill mean for your taxes and retirement? Join Annex Wealth Management for a free webinar Wednesday, July 23rd, today at noon. Get up to speed fast. Head to annexwealth.com. Look for the events tab. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 10:05.
When people think sleep apnea, they think CPAP. Now at Advent, we do all we can to help sleep apnea sufferers avoid the CPAP machine. And most sleep apnea sufferers who come to Advent are going to be able to avoid a CPAP altogether. Our unique Advent approach using simple in-office solutions can get your nose working and throat open all under one roof. You see, the root of every snoring and obstructive sleep apnea problem lies within the throat, nose, or both. At Advent, we know when we get the nose and throat working properly, most snoring and sleep apnea problems will subside. And we have the most simple and convenient, ultra-effective in-office solutions that can do just that. And this is why people have traveled by planes, trains, and automobiles from corners of the world you would never think of to find the sleep apnea and snoring relief you won't find elsewhere.
Go to adventknows.com to schedule your appointment, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better. AdventKnows.com. Most insurance accepted.
It's here, the largest vacation sale in the nation. Fox World Travel's exclusive July sale is back. Score unbeatable deals at all-inclusive resorts with Apple Vacations to Mexico and the Caribbean with non-stop flights. Visit foxworldtravel.com or call 866-GO-FOX-GO and mention you heard it on WTMJ. Book now and secure your spot with just a deposit. The sale ends July 25th. Don't miss out.
When you're at State Fair this year, be sure to check out the Bank 5-9 Amphitheater, State Fair's largest free entertainment venue, featuring acts like Here Come the Mummies, Hair Bangers Ball, and Pat McCurdy. Bank 5-9 is a proud sponsor of the fair and a proud supporter of the local Wisconsin communities they've served since 1859. So grab your bucket of lemonade or beer, something on a stick, and join Bank 5-9 between July 31st and August 10th. Member FDIC.
Time for a WTMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All Sports Desk. Brewers had their 11-game winning streak snapped, losing to the Mariners 1-0 on the road. The Brewers had just 2 hits and went 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position in the setback. Teams face off again today. Packers hold their first training camp practice today. Team opens the preseason with the home matchup with the Jets on August 9th. Take a look at the roads now with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. I-41 north about a half mile beyond the ramp from Highway 60. The left shoulder there was blocked due to a crash. It looks like that has been cleared off. Southbound 43 Brown Deer Road to downtown, little slowing there. Also a little slow and go I-41 northbound from the Zoo interchange to Highway Q. Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Heat advisory takes effect an hour from now. It runs till 8 this evening for all of southeast Wisconsin. It will be hot and humid, scattered thunderstorms mainly to the north. High 94, heat index up to 105. Clear and humid overnight with a low of 77. Partly cloudy, hot and humid again tomorrow. Chance of showers and storms, high 92. Another heat index 103. Partly cloudy, hot and humid Friday. Slight chance of showers and storms, highs 80 to 84. Same for Saturday, warm, humid, slight chance of rain, highs 82 to 85. Sunshine on Sunday, highs 86, 91 inland. 76 in Madison and Green Bay, 75 in Milwaukee. I'm Connie Weber. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 10:09.
Broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue. It's time for Point Taken. Here are your hosts, Steve Scaffidi and Kristin Brey.
Are you actually going to partake in today's show?
I am. I'm almost in vacation.
You're in vacation mode.
Yeah, because that plane's not going to wait forever. Wing me to my wife's already in Vegas. She left very early this morning.
She's won money already?
No, she's still at the airport.
I mean, there's gambling at the airport.
There is, but she's not even off the plane yet.
Oh, okay.
That's how fresh that news is. She sent me a picture. They're on the plane, and they show the connection to the terminal, and there's nothing in between them. That has to be extended out to the plane, so they're waiting for that. Airlines and airports, get your together. There's too much of that nonsense. Too many delays for no reason.
There's usually a reason. It's just they don't have one yet.
Yeah. Well, get it done. Get it done so Kathy can go commence on her.
I love that you're annoyed on her behalf.
Yeah, that's what I do. I worry for other people. It's part of the burden that I carry.
You're a giver.
I am a giver. You know this.
You're a giver.
Yeah. You know who's not a giver? Donald J. Trump.
Good segue.
Yeah, he's not a giver. He's a taker. He's definitely a taker. You know, I almost enjoy doing this now because I can say something like that, and then I can guarantee that I'll get a text. Oh, my God, you're just so...
blowing up Trump again.
Yeah, mean to the president. I'll compliment the president if he does something that I like. I was a big fan of the 2017 tax cuts. I actually support the extension in some ways. Some ways I don't. There's nuance to everything, which I think is the smart way to look at news, politics, or otherwise.
Is there nuance to this story?
No. This story is fascinating because I actually had my TV on outside, and I'm watching CNN. And I'm watching this clip of the president in the Oval Office, which now looks like Tutankhamun's tomb. There's more gold in there than...
I think you got to find more. If you're going to say this, you got to find other gold analogies.
All right, so
bring a new one every day.
I have the French whorehouse.
In New Orleans.
I have the Tutankhamun's tomb. What are the gold analogies?
Versailles. I think they
Palace
had a lot
of Versailles.
I think they had a lot of gold.
I've been to the Palace of Versailles.
There's other Egyptian references I think you could do. There's the Aztecs. Wasn't that like the...
Cleopatra's jewelry door.
Yeah.
El Dorado.
El Dorado. Yeah. You know.
Alaska circa 1890s.
Dig deeper.
Yeah.
This is one of my challenge to you.
All right. Thank you for that that smart, informed feedback. So anyway, the president, he's basically what's going on right now. And for all those who hate the Epstein story, well, here it comes, because it's all sort of tied to that same thing. It's, as I said yesterday, I think you sort of echoed the same thing. It's deflection. The president of the United States, Donald J. Trump, is sort of deflecting that Epstein investigation, that story, by talking about everything else. Whatever he can think about, he throws against the wall, hope it sticks. So yesterday, he goes all the way back to, like, Obama.
2016.
Yeah. As we know, president won that election in 2016. Beats Hillary Clinton. I think most people were surprised, including conservative talkers, but he was president.
Including Trump.
Yeah, I think he was pretty shocked as well. So he says, actually, let's play the clip and then we can react to that.
Okay.
It's sort of a witch hunt, just a continuation of the witch hunt. The witch hunt that you should be talking about is they caught President Obama absolutely cold, Tulsi Gabbard. What they did to this country in 2016, starting in 2016, but going up to 2020 of the election, they tried to rig the election, and they got caught. And there should be very severe consequences for that. The names are all there. And I guess they figured they're going to put this in classified information and nobody will ever see it again, but it doesn't work that way. And it's the most unbelievable thing I think I've ever read. So you ought to take a look at that and stop talking about nonsense, because this is big stuff.
So the nonsense he's talking about is the Epstein investigation. A pedophile who's now dead, hundreds of victims, young women, young girls, persecuted by this individual. Possible links between Epstein and elected officials, people with power, people with money.
Prince Andrew,
a pretty high-ranking person at the time in British royalty. And then Donald Trump is sort of lumped in because as I'm sitting here, there's stories that are playing out. There's more photos of Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein. Epstein called him his best friend for a while. And I think when you start trying to deflect or hide something, it becomes more and more obvious. And this idea that now you're going to go back to the president before you first took office in 2016, and this is on him, is complete BS.
Well, it's not that the Epstein thing is on him. She's trying to bring back that they...
He's deflecting.
Well, no, that they tried to steal the 2016 election, which there's zero evidence of doing. And Obama's office, which usually, as they said, does not usually respond to these kinds of claims, even came out and was said, this is false and bizarre.
Which it is. But yet, I guess when we do our pre-show sort of conversation or we do it on our file, I said, how is this not the lead story when a current occupant of the White House, Oval Office, president, accuses a former president of treason and says he should be jailed and that the evidence is all in, Pam Bondi referenced in that clip. How is this not the lead story on every news broadcast, every news show, every radio show?
Well, you know why.
Because there's no rules anymore.
Well, it's not even that. I think it's just kind of like, well, it's just Trump being Trump.
Yeah.
It's kind of what you expect. And it's like, not going to go anywhere. And everyone just accepts it.
And, I'm seeing quotes from Republicans, some of who I actually have a lot of respect for, just saying, well, we're going to get to the bottom of this. You're sending...
Republicans who've now left for their August recess, saying they're going to get to the bottom of it?
Who are already gone, not in Washington, D.C. anymore.
Does that upset you that they're going to get paid for just not doing their job?
Yeah, I said it yesterday. People that get paid to be elected officials should do their damn job year-round, especially these. Their salaries are pretty significant, the $180,000, $175,000, something like that for a member of the House. That's a lot of money.
A lot of money per month.
So you're just giving yourself, a 6-week vacation until September? Because you don't want to answer questions that are awkward for you or take votes, probably more specifically, in the House that would actually point to a real investigation and find out. Here's the fallacy that's going to happen here. This is the falseness of what Donald Trump was talking about yesterday. He's sending Todd Blanche, who was his former attorney, defended him throughout all the stuff that was happening pre-election, to talk to Maxwell, sort of the madam in all these stories. Mm-hmm. Is that going to be recorded? Is there going to be a transcript available? Or is he going to basically lean on her and say, listen, lady, things could get pretty, this is me saying this in the person of Todd Blanche, things could get pretty nasty for you in prison here. You don't want to say anything bad about the president. All of which would be illegal. All of which would put Todd Blanche in jail. But are there going to be records of this conversation? Because what are they afraid of? They're afraid that Maxwell, however you say her first name.
Well, she's still trying to appeal her case.
Right. 20 years she's serving. Probably should have been more, given what she was doing. Almost as horrific as the person doing those things as the person who facilitates the doing of those things, right?
I totally agree.
As a woman, maybe she should have thought about that a little bit when you're handing over 14-year-old girls to these creeps, and some allegations maybe younger than that. With these, these weirdos and these creeps who are jetting off to an island to do all these things, sometimes even in Manhattan, apparently. So this idea that Todd Blanche, who I think is serving under currently Pam Bondi at the Attorney General's office, is going to get to the bottom of this is complete and utter BS again, because he serves the president's interests, not the country's. My words. This stuff is nonsense. It should not happen in the country as significant, as proud, and I think as a country that used to be the leader in the world. It should not be happening, but the absurd has become the normal, as to your point before. So this is just going to be a story. It gets thrown in with every other story, and it makes me sick to my stomach. And for the President of the United States to call out another president
for treason.
For treason, saying he should be jailed. This is a president who himself, because of timing, because sort of the slow-mo reaction of the courts, and the Attorney General previous, avoided paying some pretty significant penalties for actually trying to steal an election that he lost. Think about that for a second. Quick break. Point taken.
The One Big Beautiful Bill spans over 800 pages and introduces provisions and policy shifts that could impact your taxes in retirement. It marks a significant overhaul of the government's role across multiple sectors. As the implications unfold, questions abound. Annex Wealth Management is hosting a webinar to address these concerns. Join us Wednesday, July 23rd at noon for a free webinar. We'll explore the latest updates and open the chat for your questions. It's a valuable learning opportunity for everybody. Register today at annexwealth.com/events.
Escape the city and relax at Lake Lawn Resort in beautiful Delavan, Wisconsin. Enjoy outdoor activities on Delavan Lake, tee off at the Lakeside Majestic Oaks Golf Course, or unwind at the award-winning Caladora Spa. With both indoor and outdoor pools, there's fun for the whole family. Take a cruise on the Lake Lawn Queen, explore stunning shores and historic landmarks, and enjoy delicious food and drinks on board. Book your stay today at lakelawnresort.com, where everything is better at the lake.
The historic Fox and Hound Supper Club near Holy Hill is hiring experienced line cooks. Evening and weekend hours are required. You'll make real money and always be busy. Parents and grandparents, tell your kids. Inquire today. Start next week. Visit foxandhoundsrestaurant.com.
Hi, I'm Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, reminding you to double-check your home. Siding Unlimited is the proven exteriors professionals for 31 years. Family-owned and locally operated right here in Wisconsin. Call Siding Unlimited and visit sidingunlimited.com.
A buck doesn't buy much unless you're spending it at Griffin. For just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. We'll even show you the invoice to prove it. Our only requirements, we put them on for you. Buy one or the whole set. The dollar deal from Griffin. Milwaukee, Waukesha, Fort Atkinson, and Jefferson. Griffin. The buck stops here. The deals on tires don't. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers.
All right. Let's shift the gears a little bit.
Had enough
Where do
Trump
you stand as a
nonsense?
as a lifelong conservative who was married to a teacher?
Yes.
Where do you stand on funding schools in Wisconsin? What it would, if you could come in and fix it, what would you do?
I would fundamentally change how we fund our schools. You know, now it's done with the school tax, and often when you get your tax bill, it's the biggest part of your tax bill, even more than property taxes in many places. So I mean that's the.
I thought property taxes is what pays for schools.
Yeah, that bill, right?
Yeah,
you get your property tax bill.
It's not like that separate line item that says school taxes, isn't it?
Yes, it's all broken down. So if you get your property tax bill, it's got city, it's got county, it's got school. So the biggest piece.
Oh, like where your property taxes go.
Yes, the biggest percentage of that.
You meant it was like it's a subset
not
a separate. Okay.
Perfect. Yes. So that has not worked for a long time, and it allows the system, I think, to be just worn down with bad leadership, the quest for dollars. They have this thing called the I think this third Friday count or whatever it is in school districts where they try to up their numbers because they get more money that way. It's just game playing, and schools often the dirty little secret about many school districts, they bring in students from outside their district to pump up those numbers, and I never understood that. For example, I'll give you a direct example.
No, they just make everyone who is enrolled, they try their hardest to make sure they're at school that day. They're not
let me get to the point.
Okay.
So Oak Creek, Franklin School District, which is what I'm in, many of their students, not a majority, but many come from Racine County. Tons of them, hundreds of students.
For the day, or they are enrolled there?
In the Oak Creek Franklin School
because
District.
that goes back into like school choice, right? And open enrollment.
Yes. But what it does is it actually they do it as they want the money from the state for their per pupil number, right? But it actually has cost. It has cost in classroom space. It has cost in you need teachers to teach all those extra kids, and this game that's being played with the current setup is not the way we should be doing that. Now I know you have numbers that are real specific about where we fall among the states.
Well, yeah, and so and this has not been a new conversation, but Wisconsin Policy Forum has a new report out that it basically looks at where we fall when it comes to school funding. So overall, inflation-adjusted public school funding continues to slide below national average. So they found that the average spent on each public school student was nearly 10% behind the national average, and this was in 2023. And so basically in Wisconsin right now, they spend $14,882 on each student as of 2023 when inflation is taken into account. And so that's a 2.4% increase since 2002. So that obviously has not kept up with inflation, which is part of the deal, right? They decoupled in automatic increases with inflation.
Like cost of living does to people's payments for
But
Social
the
Security
national average of that same time range was 21%. So we're just basically what this report is showing is that we're continuing to fall on national averages of how we're funding public schools. And so instead of getting into the nuance of this, it's more of like, all right, we know that this is a problem. We know it's a problem for every community that continues to have to go to referendum. So you're paying your state taxes. That's not enough to pay for the schools in your district. So then your property taxes are getting increased. No one seems to be winning. Our schools seem to be, obviously, there's been a huge uproar since this last budget was signed by public school advocates saying this is not enough money. Schools are going to close. And but there still seems like people were like, well, they have enough money. And I don't know if it goes back to what you were saying, like we need to fundamentally change how we're funding schools. But what does that look like? It comes completely from DPI in the state and not from communities?
Perhaps. I mean, there's a ton of different ideas. None of them have ever been taken seriously in the state because we've just always done it this way. I think that people, correctly so, in some cases, not in others, are linking declining performance to why should we give them more money? They're not doing a good job with the money we give them. And the classic case is always MPS. And there's a lot of reasons for that beyond the amount of dollars. I think MPS is still the highest per student amount in the entire state. It's the largest school district, so that makes sense. There's not easy answers to this stuff. But when you see a system that's now utilizing referendum to sort of supplement, that suggests it's broken, that it's not working. And every school board member that I've talked to, every leader from schools and teachers are telling me the same thing. In the next 5 years, it's not going to be referendums for new pools or new natatoriums, as the Oak Creek Franklin School District are just starting to build, or sports stadiums. It's going to be for operational costs.
That's already happening in communities.
Yes.
There's schools that are closing because they just can't function anymore because of the operating costs for that school and how old it is and the repairs that it needs. Like, they can't keep it open.
And
I think it's in Watertown. I think they voted to close down a school in Watertown, and they also voted to close down a school in Kettle Moraine.
Yeah, let's do this. We got to take a break here. Let's wrap it around. If we can't get it in the next segment, we'll continue the conversation because it's an important one. Kristin and Steve, point taken.
Imagine that unbelievable new deck in your backyard. Outdoor Living Unlimited is Wisconsin's #1 TimberTech deck builder. Building new decks and replacing old ones, creating that $1 million feeling every time you relax in your own backyard. Looking for a company to make your backyard scream wow? Stop by Outdoor Living Unlimited's resourceful Waukesha showroom and visit OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
Hey, it's WTMJ Steve. If you're a loyal family, a few things are more important than your home. And taking care of your home was a lot easier once I contacted Loyal Family Renovations. They saved the day for me. We had a bad storm last year in Oak Creek, hail damage. We had a lot of it. Jeff, Jake, the whole team, absolute pros, made the process easy and quick. They worked with my insurance company and the adjusters. I didn't know how to deal with those folks. I really had not a lot of experience. They took care of it. Quick answers, top-notch customer service. And in just 2 days, my roof was done and clean. Everything just as I wanted. Impressed. I told my whole neighborhood about it, actually. If storm damage hits you, call the team that made my life easy and made my roof look fantastic. Loyal Family Renovations. Visit loyalfamilyrenovations.com today.
All personal injury law firms essentially cost the same. When you receive a settlement or win a verdict, we take 1/3 as our fee. If you get nothing, we get nothing. But one law firm has recovered more $1 million results than any other firm in Wisconsin. We have handled and won the largest cases in state history. And we cost the same as every other personal injury firm in town. Habish, Habish & Rotier. National reputation, hometown service. Visit habish.com for more information.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
Get ready for German Fest Carnival style. Join us for a weekend filled with food, fun, music, and culture on Milwaukee's beautiful lakefront. Sink your teeth into authentic Spanferkel, brats, pretzels, and sweet German pastries. Bring the whole family to cheer on the tiny racers at the Dachshund Derby. It's a crowd favorite. Tap your toes and raise your stein as you dance and schunkel to live music all weekend long. Catch Vox Club, Juhe aus Tirol, and an incredible lineup of national and local bands. Watch the colorful carnival parade with music, dancers, and costumes you won't want to miss. On Saturday night, don your best costume and join us for the Masquerade Ball at the Miller Stage. Come for the music, the food, the dancing, and the memories waiting to be made. Eat, drink, dance, and make it your tradition at Germanfest. For more information and online tickets, visit germanfest.com.
I wish any of this was easy. With schools, it's tough.
It is tough, but it also...
One of the reasons we had Act 10, for a lot of different reasons, was there was a thought from my side of the aisle that the teachers union had way too much power, and to some degree, they did. WEAC had a lot of power in the school systems in our states, and people got offended by that. They didn't like it. That was obviously the push that happened, that sort of created the environment for Act 10. I'm not saying schools don't deserve funding. They do. And these are big conversations. But we can't have it in 15 minutes. We're going to have to, we could take a whole show and dig in.
Let's find a guest who can come on and talk about ideas for other ways to fund schools.
Yeah.
I don't know. We can be an ongoing conversation.
It's a big, big deal, and it's important because those kids matter. We got local news coming up. Before we get to any of that, here's now the latest from ABC.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Kristin. Those who knew the 4 murdered college students in Idaho are speaking today at Brian Kohberger's sentencing. Dylan Mortensen is one of the roommates in that off-campus house who survived the knife attacks.
Because of him, 4 beautiful, genuine, compassionate people were taken from this world.
This is Emily Allant speaking on behalf of the other roommate who was in the house that night. She says she woke up that morning with a toothache and called her father.
He told me to take Advil, so I did, and I went back to sleep. I was still out of it and still didn't know what happened. If I had known, I of course would have called 911 right away. I still carry so much regret and guilt for not knowing what had happened and not calling right away.
The parents of the victims also expected to speak, but it's unclear if Kohberger will. His punishment expected to be 4 consecutive life sentences. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 10:31. I'm Connie Weber. A semi-driver in serious condition after becoming trapped under large bales of paper following a crash in Fond du Lac. 60-year-old man went into a ditch early this morning off Highway 151, became buried under the paper bales. 2 Good Samaritans were working to free the man when authorities arrived. Also on Highway 151 in Oakfield, an 81-year-old woman dead at the scene of a crash that may have been caused by a medical emergency. Her vehicle crossed left of center and hit one driven by a man from Waupun. That man's in serious condition. Fire in an attached garage damaged a home Tuesday afternoon on the north side of Brookfield. 2 people inside at the time got out. Cause is still under investigation. Time for news about your money in the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow is up 218 points, 44,721. NASDAQ up 25 at 20,918. The S&P 500 is up 19 points at 6,328. What does the One Big Beautiful Bill mean for your taxes and retirement? Join Annex Wealth Management for a free webinar today, July 23rd at noon. Get up to speed fast. Head to annexwealth.com and look for the events tab. Take a look at the roads with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. The ramp from I-94 east to Highway 175 north was closed because of a crash. It looks like that has been cleared off. Still a little bit of slowing I-41 northbound from the Zoo interchange to Highway Q. Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. It's going to be sunny, hot, and humid today. Scattered thunderstorms mainly to the north, high 94. Heat index could make it warm all the way up to 105. In fact, a heat advisory in effect from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. for all of southeast Wisconsin. Clear and humid overnight with a low 77. Partly cloudy, hot, and humid. A chance for showers and storms tomorrow. Also Friday and Saturday. Tomorrow's high 92. Heat index up to 103. Friday's highs 80 to 84. Saturday's highs 82 to 85. Then Sunday mostly sunny, highs 86 lakeside, 91 inland. 76 in Madison and Green Bay, 75 in Milwaukee. I'm Connie Weber. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 1033.
With an ever-changing inventory, you never know what great bargains you're going to be able to find at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores. It makes shopping fun because the best finds are the ones you had no idea you'd even come across. And when they're at thrift store prices, it feels good. And it feels even better to know you're helping us help others. Shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
At Hazelden Betty Ford, treating mental health isn't just about breaking old patterns, it's about braving new ones. As the leader in alcohol and drug treatment for 75 years, we know caring for addiction, anxiety, depression, and trauma goes hand in hand. We're here for you with new tools when life breaks down. Discover your path to better mental health at hazeldenbettyford.org/Wisconsin. Sponsored by Hazelden Betty Ford Foundation.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here for Tri-County Contracting. You've heard about Tri-County Contracting and their worry-free roof tune-up. You've heard about their instant roof quote. But don't forget, Tri-County Contracting also handles windows. Our project at my home moving right along right now, and the process has been so easy and thorough. It's nice when you can trust the team you're working with and know that they are looking out for you. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com. It's worry-free roofing, siding, and also windows. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com.
It's here, the largest vacation sale in the nation. Fox World Travel's exclusive July sale is back. Score unbeatable deals at all-inclusive resorts with Apple Vacations to Mexico and the Caribbean with non-stop flights. Visit foxworldtravel.com or call 866-GO-FOX-GO and mention you heard it on WTMJ. Book now and secure your spot with just a deposit. The sale ends July 25th. Don't miss out.
Happy Hump Day, everybody.
Oh,
First reference.
late in the show.
Let the record show 10:36 on Point Taken on WTMJ. We're going to get back to the school thing. I appreciate all the texts. I'm not against education. Trust me. I've been married to a teacher for 40 years this September. She's as passionate as anybody on this issue. She was a union rep for her teachers in her district, and somebody who cares a lot about that. And I care about teachers, and more importantly, I care about education. But the system's broken, and we'll have to at some point get around to fixing it. And it can't be. This is the one main point about it. It can't be just a tax debate.
Can't just be more money.
No, it can't be about that. It's how you teach. It's how districts are set up. Do they make sense? How you spend the money, compensation, benefits for teachers. All that stuff is a part of this conversation. Chris and I promise we will do at least a full hour on this at some point in the future.
Also do like a series.
Yeah, maybe.
There's probably a lot of different guests we could get on to.
Well, who are
smarter about this than us.
Yeah, here's the great thing. In another month, school year starts again. Perfect timing. Absolutely. All right, this next story is fascinating to me.
So, had you ever heard of Jubilee before?
I had heard of it, YouTube channel, but I had never gone on.
You probably have unknowingly seen clips.
I'm sure,
from
certainly,
this.
yeah.
So it's a YouTube channel for people who are unfamiliar, and it's called Jubilee, and it's known for its debate style videos. I don't even know if I referenced this. I can't remember what I said on air versus off air. And they typically have some people you've never heard of, but a lot of people which increases the number of views, which is obviously how they make money. They've had the hot topic type people.
Controversial.
Yeah, the Ben Shapiro, Charlie Kirk, Candace Owens, like basically the professional debaters.
Right.
And Mehdi Hassan, who is very good at debating, I would say. He's very smart. He was for a long time, 3 years was on MSNBC.
Yeah, British
yes.
American journalist.
And he was tasked on a recent episode that came out on Sunday with debating 20 far-right conservatives. And so basically how the show was set up, it's one of their many shows, it's called Surrounded, that the person who's there to take on all the people who disagree with him makes a claim, and then someone comes up and debates him on that claim. So Hassan made the claim that President Donald Trump is defying the Constitution. Then a guy named Connor Estelle, we now know what his name is, for roughly 7 minutes, debates Hassan on this topic. And here is just one bit of it. And this is the bit that is getting the most viral.
Who picks the autocrat?
Frankly, the people. I mean, we could hold a vote on it. Kings were
isn't that democracy?
Well, sure. You can have a vote to get to that stage.
And then no more votes afterwards?
Absolutely.
Wow.
100%.
Wow. And if that autocrat kills you and your family, you're fine with that?
Well, I'm not going to be a part of the group that he kills, because that's the whole thing.
How do you know?
Carl Schmitt
Autocrats tend to kill everyone,
Carl
even their own
Schmitt makes
supporters.
this point very well in his work. It's the friend-enemy distinction, right? You
Carl
liberals,
Schmitt, the Nazi theoretician.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't care.
Are you a fan of the Nazis?
I frankly don't care being called a Nazi at all.
I didn't say that. I didn't actually say that. I said, are you a fan of the Nazis?
Well, they persecuted the church a little bit. I'm not a fan of that. But
what about the persecution of the Jews?
Well, I mean, I certainly don't support anyone's human dignity being assaulted. I'm a Catholic.
But you don't condemn Nazi persecution of the Jews?
I think that there was a little bit of persecution and stuff like that, which is bad.
We may have to rename this show because you're a little bit more than a far-right Republican.
Hey, what can I say?
I think you can say, I'm a fascist.
Yeah, I am.
The answer to the question, by the way, is do you support Nazis? The answer is no.
Always no.
Always no.
So
it's not a gray area.
This is now, it's got more than 4 million views. Clips have quickly been spreading all over the internet. It's sparking criticism towards the channel for platforming someone like this. People were trying to criticize Mehdi Hassan for even taking this. He's like, this is not the type of conversation they said we were going to be having. And I feel like it brings up a lot of things, because now the proclaimed fascist has claimed that he's gotten fired and has a fundraiser happening where he's blown past the 15,000 that is originally the goal. I think it's up to 30,000 right now. He had one interview for a right-wing online social media brand called the Rift TV. So he's done one interview, but there's claims now that he didn't really have a job, that he's like a professional online agitator, this whole thing being a grift. So there's a lot of different layers going on. But I think my first question is, so say he did have a job and he did get fired for this, which we have seen astronomer CEO Andy Byron just lost his job because of something that didn't happen at work. We've seen people go viral. I said it wrong last Friday. It was an Eagles fan, not a Steelers fan, for being unruly and offensive at a game for online behavior. So I guess, but coming back is like, if you were a self-identified fascist, is that more than just a political belief?
It's an amazing question.
I mean, I guess it's protected speech, but is it not basically the antithesis of what this country is founded on?
This is one of those complex questions. It seems so simple, right? Like, I know what free speech is. I know that the rights of Nazis are protected to march, to say whatever they want to say, as long as they don't incite violence or act on that speech.
So it is protected speech.
Is it protected in the workplace, though?
I mean, if you work for a private company, that's what I'm saying. So it's not.
It's not a gray there. It's not protected.
I don't know if he would have a lawsuit available to say I was fired for my political beliefs.
So, yeah, and the fact that he's fundraising off it makes me sick as well. And again, the Nazi question is an easy one. You should never support Nazis. They didn't just go after it. They didn't target a faith. They slaughtered millions and millions of people based on their faith in the most horrific way possible.
They also slaughtered some of the people who got them into power in the first place. The people who were not totally aligned, but aligned enough to get them out of power.
So I guess my audience listener question would be, if someone's a Nazi, should they be fired? Should they be able to fundraise on the fact that they're a Nazi? And is that a good thing? Because I don't think so. And I actually would think the platform, I don't know which platform is he raising the money on. Is it?
It's some Catholic.
Okay.
It's not GoFundMe.
It's Catholic?
It's either a Christian or Catholic specific.
If it's Catholic, I'm really disappointed in my fellow Catholics because that's insane. But the fact that someone can fundraise off this, it's not the only one. There's other stories circling around of people who have done horrendous things who are now fundraising off it because they feel like they're being persecuted for what I think are really hateful comments about other people's race or other people's lifestyle.
But ultimately, there's also people who are donating to them.
Yeah.
So there's people who are sympathetic. And so this is not a across the board. I think this is the thing. So then the conversation, so there's that conversation. And then there's also the fact that is it good or bad to be having these conversations?
Should we give them the
public?
airtime, right?
And I think the problem is pretending that it doesn't exist.
So
I think it's better that the people feel like they can talk about it. And so there is opportunity to either shame them, change their mind, public opinion about what that is. But to pretend that it doesn't exist, I don't think and they have this happen in the shadows and these groups be forming, I don't think that's good either.
I think that's exactly right. Because if it stays in the shadows, it grows. And those kinds of beliefs, that kind of hate gets worse. And at some point it manifests and it's horrific results.
Because we know that these conversations are happening in the echo chambers of the internet, right? And when you hear the affirmation from your peers in those echo chambers, you start to think that more people think like that. And so sometimes in these very public forums, you need a quick kick in the butt to be reminded that, no, you are a fringe ideologue, and the majority does not agree with you.
And by the way, they didn't do any favors to Mehdi Hassan because he was told these were journalists who are conservative. This is not that.
No,
This guy's a Nazi sympathizer and a fascist. Lots of commentary. Love the fact that we can bring this up because, as I just said to Kristin, evil grows when there's not a light on it, and shedding that light is awkward and weird, and sometimes making us think about what the First Amendment does and does not do is important conversations. So we're going to continue to have those. She's Kristin. I'm Steve. It's Point Taken on 620 WTMJ.
All different types of injury lawyers advertise. Cartoon lawyers, bobblehead lawyers, and folks chasing ambulances with text messages. Our clients don't want or need such lawyers. Our clients know, like, and trust that Pasternak and Zergabel will help in their time of need. I'm Jeff Zergabel of Pasternak and Zergabel. Frank Pasternak and I are excellent personal injury lawyers in our community. If you need help after an injury, go to Pasternak and Zergabel at injurywisconsin.com. That's injurywisconsin.com.
The open road is calling, and the ride begins at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee. This July, you could burn rubber on a custom Harley-Davidson in the Fire Up Your Fantasy motorcycle giveaway. Play with your rewards card all July for entries. Thursday drawings for extra cash and reward play. Fire Up Your Fantasy, only at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Paying you to live more comfortably. A deal you do not want to pass up. Vince Vetrano for USA Insulation. They will insulate your walls from the exterior. No disruption inside your home. Blow and loose fiberglass in the attic, plus air seal everything. Most homeowners feeling a difference within 24 to 48 hours. And with government rebates, you could save 40 to 60% or more. No work for you to do. USA Insulation will process everything. Visit usainsulation.net. Start saving today.
USA Insulation.
Hi, I'm Jim Token, representing the auto dealers of Metro Milwaukee. Did you know that Adam member dealers employ more than 6,500 people? Plus, Adam recently completed their 15th annual Feeding America Change Your Oil campaign. To date, Adam has donated over $953,000, which provided over 3.8 million meals. Start your next car search by finding an Adam member dealer at adam.com. That's ADAMM.com.
You know, I couldn't stop talking about it to my family and friends. My knees are my trouble spot. But for me to tell them now that I'm doing so much better, they were amazed, and I've been amazed.
QC Kinetics Cellular Therapies. Yes, it is amazing how these non-surgical treatments deliver joint pain relief for patients like Dr. Eric Williams, a successful chiropractor.
Each week, I just started noticing that I could sleep and not have pain. I could play pickleball. I could do a CrossFit exercise routine.
QC Kinetics revitalizes your joints so you can move again. again without the pain pills or invasive surgery.
You know, I'm 60 years old and I want to stay competitive as long as I can. And QC has allowed me to do that. They did me right and really made a difference in my life.
Book your free consultation with QC Kinetics today and experience the difference for yourself.
I like to go, move, move, move.
QC Kinetics.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
The historic Fox and Hound Supper Club near Holy Hill is hiring experienced line cooks. Evening and weekend hours are required. You'll make real money and always be busy. Parents and grandparents, tell your kids. Inquire today. Start next week. Visit foxandhoundsrestaurant.com.
We're talking about the impact of someone going on a national podcast or program, and there's a lot of examples of this, saying that they are essentially a Nazi sympathizer, fascist. They're being platformed, they're being put out there, and we both agree that this has to happen because if you don't shed light on it, it sort of grows in the dark, and I think is even worse. The texter from the 414 makes this point. The government didn't cancel this guy. The second an at-will employee costs a company more than the work is worth, they should be fired. Fascists have always existed in America. They're just comfortable enough now not to hide it. That last part is deadly accurate. And we were talking to Brey.
I do love when he catches him. He's like, "Well, how would we pick the autocrat?" And he goes, "Well, I think they would come from." He's like, "Well, the people would pick." And he go, "And then no more elections." And he goes, "Yes, exactly." So it's like we need to get there, which is some are afraid of what's happening right now. Right? That there was, and that's typically in more authoritarian governments that we're seeing right now, they were voted in first. And so that has happened as of late. But it's like we want a little bit of democracy so that then we can get control and do everything that we want. But if it flips the other way and the other side gets that, no, that's absolutely not acceptable.
I worry about the state of affairs when it comes to conversation, civility, and democracy in this country. And when I see these types of things where all of this stuff becomes normalized, hate is normalized. We were talking about a story about a woman using the N-word and raising, $800,000 from people who supported her right to say the N-word at a playground in Minnesota. Are you serious? What kind of world do we live in? Not acceptable. And the fact that people fundraise off hate makes me sick again. It's the second time today I've been made sick by something I've talked about. We got to be better. Texter says, shedding a light on this is absolutely not awkward or weird. It's high time we do this more. It's called doing the right thing, a phrase my dad used all the time. Do the right thing. It's not that hard. This is not that hard. We know what we can be as a country. We've had moments where we shined. We celebrated immigrants. Now we hate them. Didn't we prosper significantly?
Well, some of them. Some we want to name the Kennedy Center after.
Yeah, which we'll get to later in the show. Didn't we prosper as a country when we celebrated what immigrants could do for us and all the different things they brought to the diversity they brought to this country, all the different skill sets?
Well, immigrants to a certain extent have always been persecuted. There's always been the lowest man, the totem pole. Right?
Believe it or not, Italians were targets.
Italians weren't considered white for a while.
Yeah, absolutely. Trust
and then
me, I know.
assimilated. The Irish were certainly targeted for a long time. And so it's like that assimilation into American whiteness that changes your immigrant status. And it just evolves as for whoever is like the newest people in the door.
I'm just going to say, as my dad said, do the right thing, but be better, people. Come on. Stop donating to hate. All right, after the break.
More fun?
Yes, Google it during the break. How much does a George Webb hamburger actually cost that you could have gotten free, but you're not going to get free today? That's next.
When you're at State Fair this year, be sure to check out the Bank 5-9 main stage featuring amazing acts like Boyz II Men, Gabriel Fluffy Iglesias, and Darius Rucker. Tickets are on sale now. Bank 5-9 is a proud sponsor of the fair and a proud supporter of the local Wisconsin communities they have served since 1859. So grab your bucket of lemonade or beer, something on a stick, and join Bank 5-9 between July 31st and August 10th. Member FDIC.
Hey, this is WTMJ Steve Scaffidi for Milwaukee Weight Loss. I was just talking to two teammates this morning. They've gained some weight. They want to lose some weight. They say, Milwaukee Weight Loss. It worked for me. I started the journey in January, lost 40-plus pounds. I'm in the maintenance phase. I've maintained and actually lost a couple pounds. Feel better, stronger, more confident than I have in years. There's a lot of gimmicky stuff, a lot of trendy stuff, including shots, meal programs, shakes, all that stuff, bars. Milwaukee Weight Loss helped me lose the weight without all of that. It just resets your metabolism. The weight comes off. It's not easy. You have to have some willpower, but you can do it. I did it. And the weight stays off if you work at it. It's doctor-developed natural and has helped thousands of people lose up to 10 to 20% of their body weight in just 8 weeks. That gives you the kickstart you need, whether you have a reunion to go to or a wedding to get ready for or a big trip that's, you want to look your best on for all those pictures wherever you're at. Most patients lose 20 to 30 pounds in just a month or two. Stop the yo-yo dieting. Take control. Smarter, faster, safer. That's MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com. Or call. Schedule that free consultation. Go see what I'm talking about. 262-393-2334. MilwaukeeWeightLoss.com.
A buck in today's world doesn't go far unless you're spending it at Griffin. Because for just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. Buy one or a whole set. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand. We'll put you in new tires for just $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. That's right, $1 over cost, and we'll even show you the invoice to prove it. So what's the catch? There's really no catch. You don't have to buy a car or a truck from us. We'd like it if you did, but our only requirement is we put them on for you. Buy one, two, or a set of four. The $1 deal at Griffin. Available at Griffin Chrysler Jeep South, 27th Street and Jefferson. Griffin Ford, Waukesha, and Fort Atkinson. 5 ways to make your dollar go further. Griffin, the buck stops here, but the deals on tires don't. $1 over cost. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with any other tire offers.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here for Shopco Optical. Get eyewear for everything you do at Shopco Optical. Schedule your annual comprehensive eye exam, check out new frame styles, and order your annual supply of contact lenses all in one place. Enjoy the time and attention your eyes deserve at Shopco Optical. Receive quality eye care and a personalized vision solution tailored to your specific vision and lifestyle needs. Call Shopco Optical or visit shopco.com to schedule an appointment at a location nearest you.
Hey, Wisconsin, are you feeling summer? Then it's time to feel cheesy. It's time to feel good. July 31st through August 10th, only at the Wisconsin State Fair. Presented by U.S. Cellular.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Oh, nice. Yeah, everybody's disappointed this morning in Wisconsin. And fans of George Webb, they all wanted their free burger. The Brewers lost, unfortunately, last night 1-0 against the Mariners. Good game. I mean, 1-0.
Did you stay up for it?
No. I read the recaps in the morning.
We watched about half.
Well,
and
it
then
started
Mike and I
at
looked at
almost
each other
9
when we got
o'clock.
to bed.
That's way too late for this guy. And you've got a little kid, so you probably have to wake up early, too. Here's my thing. So I actually Googled how much I actually looked on the menu. I didn't Google it. I looked on the menu at George Webb's. It's $5.17 for a burger. It's
pretty cheap.
Yeah, compared to what you could pay other places.
Especially since we just talked about how beef prices are up right now.
Yes. So here's my, I don't know if it's a hot take, maybe smart take, maybe not, maybe stupid take. You tell me, 855-616-1620. There's nothing stopping you today from going to promote and support a local business, which is George Webb's, by buying a hamburger. Don't be so cheap. If you're all excited about getting a hamburger, go buy one. They're $5. Actually, I have a great deal if you
Basically
buy.
what a Starbucks Frappuccino costs.
Yeah, or maybe
actually probably less.
Yeah,
I think maybe like a large just black coffee, a black burned coffee from Starbucks is $4.
Yeah, and they have like a family meal deal where you can get like a bunch of hamburgers and fries and whatever else for like 20-some bucks.
Are they good?
I like their hamburgers.
Right.
Boy, in the 80s, I lived off those hamburgers. Trust me, I lived by myself. So,
was there still one on Oakland?
There was one on Oakland.
There's still one on Oakland, but is that the one that was there that you would live off of?
There was one. There was one in Cudahy. There was I think it was on Packard Avenue. There's one in Oak Creek on actually Milwaukee by the airport, which is still there. That was the one I spent a lot of time at. Yeah, loved it. So don't be cheap. Go out and get the damn hamburger. Celebrate the fact they won 11 games in a row and they still have the best record in baseball. How about that?
They're still fun to watch.
It's a great team. We are again being blessed with a great sports team. Now, cautionary tale. We know how that's ended for the Packers and the Bucks and the Brewers in the past.
We have Uke's blessing.
Is that what it is?
That's what it is.
All right. We got a busy hour ahead. Lots to talk about. She's Kristin. I'm Steve. It is Point Taken. I'm 1 hour, more importantly, away from vacation. So that's the big.
He's going to be even more unhinged after this.
Woo.
It's Gina Della. You've heard me define what makes Pella windows and doors different. Let me introduce you to the woman behind the billboards, commercials, and share my extraordinary journey of resilience, reinvention, and shattering glass ceilings every Saturday morning at 6:30 on 620 WTMJ and anywhere you stream podcasts for What's the Difference with Gina Della to discuss business coaching across all industries, featuring successful executives, entrepreneurs, and mentors along the way. This is a story you won't want to miss.
The One Big Beautiful Bill spans over 800 pages and introduces provisions and policy shifts that could impact your taxes in retirement. It marks a significant overhaul of the government's role across multiple sectors. As the implications unfold, questions abound. Annex Wealth Management is hosting a webinar to address these concerns. Join us Wednesday, July 23rd at noon for a free webinar. We'll explore the latest updates and open the chat for your questions. It's a valuable learning opportunity for everybody. Register today at annexwealth.com/events.
It's here, the largest vacation sale in the nation. Fox World Travel's exclusive July sale is back. Score unbeatable deals at all-inclusive resorts with Apple Vacations to Mexico and the Caribbean with non-stop flights. Visit foxworldtravel.com or call 866-GO-FOX-GO and mention you heard it on WTMJ. Book now and secure your spot with just a deposit. The sale ends July 25th. Don't miss out.
At Hazelden Betty Ford, treating mental health isn't just about breaking old patterns. It's about braving new ones. As the leader in alcohol and drug treatment for 75 years, we know caring for addiction, anxiety, depression, and trauma goes hand in hand. We're here for you with new tools when life breaks down. Discover your path to better mental health at hazeldenbettyford.org/Wisconsin. Sponsored by Hazelden Betty Ford Foundation.
Tony Evers and the Madison Democrats are too weak and too radical. But the same old career politicians can't stop them.
I'm Bill Berrien, a former Navy SEAL and Wisconsin manufacturer. I'm an outsider and a businessman, just like President Trump. I'm running for governor to advance the Trump agenda, shake up Madison, and put Wisconsin citizens first.
Let's fire the bureaucrats. Hire the outsider. Bill Berrien for governor. Paid for by Bill for Governor.
Hey, Ripon, big news! Tyson's is opening this fall. Shop trusted brand names for home, farm, auto, pet, tools, and home improvement all in one place. And count on personal customer first service every time you walk in. Check us out at Tysons.com.
When you speed, you have less time to react. Follow the speed limit to keep other road users safe. Speeding catches up with you. Paid for by NHTSA.
Built Right Furniture, Leather, and Mattress.
You gotta get to Built Right today.
The Big Okay, we all know his nickname. Good thing we brought the plunger.
Line drive! Deep right center! Out of here!
The Brewers head to Seattle to take on the Mariners. Our Brewers Radio Network game day coverage starts today at 2:05. We are the home of the Brewers. 620 WTMJ Milwaukee.
11:01, we have 75 degrees, and our heat advisory takes effect this hour, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. for all of southeast Wisconsin. It's going to be sunny, hot, and humid today. Scattered thunderstorms mainly to the north. High today 94. The heat index up to 105. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, I'm Connie Weber. The man who admitted to killing 4 University of Idaho college students in 2022 being sentenced for the murders, Brian Kohberger, is hearing from family members of the victims, but he's not required to tell the court his motive for the killing. Prosecutors say it can't be forced because that's not part of the plea deal. More than 100 aid agencies have released a joint statement today warning about what they describe as mass starvation in Gaza. Speaking today, Israeli government spokesman David Mencer blames Hamas for any food shortages in the Gaza Strip.
Where there is hunger in Gaza, it is hunger orchestrated by Hamas. This is very clearly their tactic, and it is working, because Hamas seeks to put international pressure, which unfortunately too many international countries are too willing to follow suit on.
He also called the warnings of famine and starvation false, saying it's been said over and over for the last 2 years and has never come to pass. President Trump's approval holds steady at 45%, according to the latest Marquette Law School poll. Inflation cited as the most important issue by Americans, but 60% believe the president's policies will make it worse. His major budget measure, the One Big Beautiful Bill, is viewed unfavorably with deep partisan splits. Slight majorities supported recent U.S. airstrikes on Iran's nuclear facilities, with most independents and Democrats opposing them. Overall, around 40% say the country is headed in the right direction. Decision Wisconsin, while the primary election's still a year away, one Republican candidate already running ads. Bill Berrien describes himself as an outsider who would shake up Madison like Donald Trump is shaking up Washington. He tells Wisconsin's Afternoon News,
"We need to reopen Wisconsin for business. Going back to Scott Walker's legacy. And it's not just attracting business here, it is helping businesses that are already here do so much better. As well as those who work for those businesses."
Berrien was asked about his support of Nikki Haley in the 2024 Republican primary, giving her campaign over $30,000. He said after Haley dropped out, he fully supported Trump. Meanwhile, Washington County Executive Josh Shulman was the first Republican to enter the gubernatorial race. Democratic Governor Tony Evers has not announced his decision. Just a couple of days left on the job for outgoing Packers president and CEO Mark Murphy.
At age 70, Murphy has reached the Packers' mandatory retirement age. If the rule didn't exist, Murphy would likely keep going.
I probably would, quite honestly.
Murphy, responsible for the NFL draft coming to Green Bay and the Titletown District development. What is he most proud of?
The Super Bowl. That was really a special year on the road, but everything kind of came together, and it was pretty special.
Greg Matzik, WTMJ News.
Murphy will officially transition duties to Ed Policy July 25th. Time for news about your money in the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow up 380 points, the Nasdaq up 68, S&P 500 up 35. What does the One Big Beautiful Bill mean for your taxes and retirement? Join Annex Wealth Management for a free webinar today at noon. Get up to speed fast. Head to annexwealth.com and look for the events tab. Sports, traffic, and weather are next. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 11:04.
It's there all day, and it never goes away. I hate pain. It robs us of so much. But if you take action today, your pain could be gone tomorrow. Because at Rejuvenex, we harness the power of Toradol and hyaluronic acid to calm the inflammation and cushion joints. Rejuvenex treatments are safe, they're FDA approved, and in most cases, insurance, including Medicare and Medicaid, pays for them. At as low as $65 per injection per joint, our treatments are affordable. It's not a gimmick. It's pharmacological medicine administered in office in a simple and convenient manner. And with it, our patients have been able to avoid risky surgery and begin to stop the onset of arthritis. I'm Rejuvenex founder Richard Salinas, and here we've made pain treatment as easy and affordable as it can be.
Alleviate your pain, rejuvenate your life.
Go to rejuvenex.com to request your free pain evaluation.
Slide into your neighborhood Century Food Store to score the freshest produce, tastiest treats, and everything in between. Now through Wednesday, save on 48-ounce selected variety Cedar Crest ice cream, $4.49. 12-count selected variety Stone Ridge Fudge or Orange Cream Bars, $3.49. 8-pack or 64-ounce selected varieties Juicy Juice, 2 for $6. 4.5 to 5.3-ounce selected varieties Chobani Flips Yogurt, 2 for $3.
Let's get some strawberries.
Attention shoppers. Safe.
Okay. Ooh, pineapple fulfills every need.
While you're shopping, a drive way back, it's a goner.
There's something goofy going on with the PA.
Need a price check and I'll take me out to the ball game.
See, what is going on?
You're hearing things. We're at Century Foods, and you can't take your mind off winning that ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes.
I'm hoping to throw out the first pitch at a Milwaukee baseball game.
Or attend batting practice.
Or hold the finish line ribbon for the racing sausages.
You don't say.
The ultimate baseball fan sweepstakes at Century Foods. Enter on Century's Facebook or Instagram by July 30th.
TMJ Sports Update from the Gruber Law Office as One Call That's All Sports Desk. Brewers had their 11-game winning streak snap, losing to the Mariners 1-0 on the road. Brewers had just 2 hits and went 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position to the setback. Teams face off again today. Packers hold their first training camp practice today. They open the preseason with the home matchup with the Jets August 9th. Green Bay then kicks off the regular season about a month later against the Lions at Lambeau. First time the Packers will begin the year at home since 2018. Taking a look at the roads now with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. We have a crash that is on the ramp from I-41 east to I-43 north. It is off right, blocking the shoulder on that ramp. Little slow and go I-41 northbound, the Zoo interchange to Highway Q, and also I-94 westbound downtown to the Zoo interchange. Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. That heat advisory in effect now till 8 this evening for all of southeast Wisconsin. It's going to be sunny, hot, and humid. High 94, but that heat index up to 105. Clear and humid overnight with a low 77. Then Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, all 3 days, partly cloudy skies, hot and humid. A chance of showers and storms all 3 days. Thursday, 92. Heat index up to 103. Friday, highs 80 to 84 inland. Saturday, highs 82. Lakeside 85 inland, then sunshine on Sunday with a high of 86 to 91. Madison and Green Bay now at 78, Milwaukee at 75 degrees. I'm Connie Weber, Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time 11:08.
Broadcasting live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue. It's time for Point Taken. Here are your hosts, Steve Scaffidi and Kristin Brey.
Listen, guess what today is?
It's hump day.
Woo-hoo!
Indeed it is, and we are halfway through our show. Welcome back to the 11 o'clock hour of Point Taken. Steve. You're not feeling this, but in Canada, there's some news as far as how they have changed their drinking habits.
So I've been fascinated with the impact of tariffs, and not in the superficial way. So I have a lot of people that email me after the show. Whenever I talk about tariffs, I've been very critical.
Why do you get so many more emails than I do?
I've been on the station a lot longer than you have, and they have my email address. Do you give out your email address? Do you want to give it out? It's up to you.
KBREY at Good Karma Brands.
Oh, prepare yourself for some emails. So I see the superficiality of the tariff argument. Now, I'm not an idiot. In the short term, if you increase tariffs, the government will have more revenue. Mm-hmm. The problem is, and this is what the cat in the piece is, when you look at certain industries and the impact of the tariff war between Canada, the country of Canada, lovely country of Canada, I've been there a bunch of times, both as a child and as an adult, for a lot of different reasons. Great place, and it's gorgeous, and they have a strong economy. They're doing pretty well. But when we had the tariff battle, the early phases after Liberation Day, many of the industries in U.S. industries in Canada saw their sales decline. No more significance than the U.S. spirits industry, alcohol and beer.
But when I read this was as much about it was more about them just taking American brands off the shelf.
Right off the shelf.
It wasn't like, oh, the price is higher now, and so I'm not buying it.
No,
it was a protest.
So why this matters, and I'm not talking. So if you just look at general spirit sales in Canada, there was a decline. Could be a lot of reasons for that. It was 6.3%. You look at U.S.
Well, booze in general everyone's taking more gummies than drinking.
Yeah, which
different conversation. But in general, people are drinking less.
So general decline 6.3%. Sales availability of U.S. spirits down 66.3%.
Big number.
So why that matters? Again, short term, yes, the U.S. government will take in more money on tariffs because you increase the tariffs. Long term, it has impact on U.S. companies. These are U.S. companies who are making those spirits, right? So what does that mean? Less sales, less tax revenue for the United States in that long-term sense, less work for U.S. employees who work at these places, all the supply chain, what goes into the spirits, the growers. Alcohol just doesn't happen. There's ethanol and corn and all that stuff that has to be processed, hops, all part of the process. All jobs impacted by a decision that wasn't based on real economic sense. It was based on a feeling of the president who thought he knew more about tariffs than everyone else did. And most economists say the way that the president is utilizing his tariff sword is stupid and dumb and not going to be a long-term gain for the country. Now, I understand some people agree with the president because he's, rattling the sword and the saber and saying, we're the leaders. You will listen to what we're going to do. And he's gotten some agreements, apparently. Indonesia, the latest. Apparently, Japan.
Is that a framework of a deal or an actual deal?
I think Japan is a framework. Indonesia, maybe the same.
Did we actually sign anything with
I don't know.
Britain yet?
So much of this stuff is just written on a napkin in the whatever. I'm trying to think of another clever way to say the gold office of the President of the United States. But it's just this stuff that drives me nuts. Look, if you really want to dig deep on tariffs, look at it long term. I'm not a fan of superficial government or superficial leadership. Flashiness, gold again, or anything that maybe makes us money in the short term but loses us jobs and income and tax revenue in the long term. That's the impact of tariffs. It's when a person who doesn't know anything about the economy starts making policy about the U.S. economy. It probably isn't going to work well in the long term. That's just my take.
How do you feel like about making money in meme stock?
That's a crazy story. Good segue, sort of. Got a great guest.
To the moon, baby.
Yes, great guest. Kohl's, of all companies.
Kohl's is now a meme stock.
Ooh.
What does that mean?
We're going to find out.
We sure are. Stay with us on Point Taken on WTMJ.
I've always believed that great service makes all the difference. At Waterstone Bank, it's more than just banking. It's personal. When I needed help choosing an account, my banker took the time to understand my needs and guided me through my options. Thanks to her advice, I can watch my money grow, knowing it's secure.
Welcome to your Waterstone Bank, where community and personal service come together. Member FDIC.
Loyalty, family. Few things are more important. This is WTMJ's Steve Scaffidi and Loyal Family Renovations. They saved the day after a brutal storm in Oak Creek. Hail damage, yeah, I had a lot of it. But Jeff, Jake, and the whole team, absolute pros, made the entire process smooth as can be. Let's be honest, not everyone knows how to deal with adjusters. They handle all the questions, quick answers, top-notch customer service. In just 2 days, my roof was done. If storm damage hits, call the team that made it easy for me. Loyal Family Renovations. Visit loyalfamilyrenovations.com.
It doesn't get any headlines just to be silently good. Big Fish Contracting, we say renovating homes, redeeming an industry.
It's so much more than just, okay, we're replacing your roof.
We're not only educating homeowners, but we're getting to know them and allowing them an opportunity to get to know us. I mean, there's just such beauty in it, you know? If anyone is considering reaching out to us,
or you can check us out on our website, bigfishcontracting.com.
It's Gina Della. You've heard me define what makes Pella Windows and Doors different. Let me introduce you to the woman behind the billboards, commercials, and share my extraordinary journey of resilience, reinvention, and shattering glass ceilings every Saturday morning at 6:30 on 620 WTMJ and anywhere you stream podcasts for What's the Difference with Gina Della to discuss business coaching across all industries, featuring successful executives, entrepreneurs, and mentors along the way. This is a story you won't want to miss.
Crew Tuesdays are back on July 29th.
Churio sends it deep to left, and there she goes.
Catch the Brewers on local TV as they battle the Chicago Cubs.
And Yelich launches one deep right center field. Forget about it. Oh, my goodness. Third deck.
This edition of Brew Crew Tuesdays is presented by Delta Dental of Wisconsin. Tune in July 29th at 6:40 on Fox 6 in Milwaukee, or check out your local listings to watch the game.
Welcome back. All right. Well, anyone who has followed GameStop, our own Koss headphones, over the last 4 years, you might have heard of the term meme stock before. Well, now another local company has, I don't know if we want to say benefited, befallen a similar fate.
I don't think we know.
Kohl's is getting the meme stock treatment. Yesterday, it surged 105% in pre-market trading before it was halted for volatility. Someone on the text line let me know it was down 16% today. What is going on? Here to explain it all to us is Dr. Margaret Hughes Morgan, who's an associate professor of management at Marquette's College of Business. Welcome to the show, Doctor.
Happy to be here.
So can you explain to us what happened between Monday and until this morning when it comes to Kohl's stock price?
Yeah. Well, basically, there's a website called Wall Street Bets, which is a Reddit forum. And this is the website that was responsible for the astronomical climb in GameStop. And essentially, it got Kohl's attention in the last couple of days. And the reason for that is because it's got a very large short interest, meaning people were betting against the stock. and it had the largest short interest of any stock in the U.S., and that got people's attention. So a critical mass of people started, making bets on Kohl's, and that led to more people. And all of a sudden, as you said, the stock was up, almost 100% yesterday at one point.
As you know, Kohl's has been in the news for a lot of different reasons over the last few years, and it's a local company. A lot of people pay attention to. The news matters when it comes to local businesses, and they've expanded their franchise over the years across many states. So ultimately, this kind of activity, stock activity, trading activity, what's the risk for the Kohl's Corporation?
Well, there really is none for Kohl's itself, other than it might become a little bit of a butt of jokes. But in fact, it could be beneficial for Kohl's, because even though the stock is down 15% today, it's still up 15%, which means that they could perhaps go to capital markets and raise more money if they need it. Kohl's is in a little bit of a precarious position with its current ratio, meaning it's got almost as many liabilities as it does assets in order to pay those short-term liabilities. So if they needed to go to the capital markets, they could do that at an inflated price.
And so, because I know what I understand, I saw Dumb Money, which is a great movie, I will say. It kind of documents, it's a fictional movie.
And it is.
It is a very fun movie, but it also isn't the end of the story, right? Like, things are still happening with GameStop. There are still people, I am married to one of them, that is watching it every day as far as what's happening behind the scenes. But the thing with GameStop is that they have, as a company, have very much changed their financial situation. And so that there is more economics behind people believing in this company. Nothing really actually has changed with Kohl's. This was motivated simply just because people realized it was shorted so much by hedge funds.
Yeah, and people were just betting that other people would bet that the stock would go up, and several people benefited handsomely, including the chief marketing officer who sold quite a bit on the open yesterday. But there's two other stocks that just are participating in this today, and that's GoPro and Krispy Kreme. Both the same types of companies, but again, Kohl's could benefit from this. I mean, Kohl's is a great company. I mean, they're in no danger of going anywhere, and I think that this actually brings attention to the stock. I actually think this could be a very good thing for Kohl's.
So when we look at this reality, this sort of social media driven, or the day traders or investors, or whatever you want to call it, is this the new reality? Is this how it's going to work, given sort of the old staid, where people studied the stock for weeks and they looked at the corporate earnings statements and everything on the backside, and then they made informed decisions? Is this how it's done now?
Oh yeah, actually, and short sellers are shaking in their boots. And the retail buyers who are engaging in this are taking great delight that they're sticking it to the man, if you will.
Yeah.
And it is very entertaining to watch. Like, who's going to be the next company? There's a company called One Stop who was benefiting yesterday, up over 100%. And the problem is, it's hard to guess who's going to be next. I mean, there was no real reason for Kohl's to make this move. No real catalyst other than that critical mass of people. The stock caught their attention. How do you predict who's next? You look at the short interest, meaning the number of shares sold short versus the number of shares outstanding. For Kohl's, that was over 50%, which is huge amount of short interest.
So are there more hedge funds that have, because obviously this was a huge thing with the GameStop, was just how many people are losing money. Is this an ongoing thing? It's just not in the headline news all the time?
Well, the ones that make the moves like Kohl's and Krispy Kreme did yesterday and today, they do make the headlines. But yes, absolutely. It's called a short squeeze, meaning they have to cover that short position if those shares are called back. They can't just leave it out there for as long as they want. So if that stock shoots up, they have to buy the stock at the inflated price, and they end up losing money, without question.
And then going back to the fact that yesterday the Kohl's stock was traded, it was the trading was halted for volatility. I know that was a big criticism during the GameStop thing as far as like meddling in the market. Is that the same accusation as far as what happened
safeguard was put in actually in 1987.
Okay.
When the stock market took that huge nosedive because there were no stops in place to prevent it. And that's an important safeguard that's in the market so that it can stabilize. And I don't really think that it should be criticized. Yes, it's market meddling, but people would say short selling is market meddling as well. I would argue the opposite, that short selling actually can bring to light some of the negatives on stocks, which you rarely ever hear about because the management team is not going to tell you.
Mm-hmm.
People who are recommending the stock are not going to tell you. You generally get that information from short sellers.
Got it.
Dr. Margaret Hughes-Morgan, Associate Professor of Management in Marquette's College of Business, joining us on 620 WTMJ. What are you doing in the summer? What is an Associate Professor of Management doing?
Well, we work on our research. I'm actually teaching a couple of summer classes, but primarily research and our committees and whatnot. So that doesn't mean we don't enjoy ourselves a little bit.
Oh, I'm sure you do. What's the trend in how you're teaching right now? Is there a hot trend at Marquette as far as how you teach?
Well, the trend in business, in the business school and all businesses right now is AI.
Oh.
And, yeah, Marquette has done a fabulous job at incorporating this into our curriculum. But I teach in the executive MBA program, and so I start literally in 2 weeks. And so I'm incorporating that into my classes because if you don't, then they're not getting the business education that they deserve.
We're going to have you back on because I love talking to smart people, and you certainly qualify. So I appreciate you taking the time. Good information, especially on a local company who had this crazy day yesterday. Dr. Margaret Hughes-Morgan, you're welcome back on the show anytime.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks so much. We'll
Point
be back.
taken.
Point taken.
The very front of the Brewers front office is on Wisconsin's Morning News.
I think it's something sort of our brand of baseball. You know, we're going to play you tough and play hard night in and night out, and we're here and we're going to fight you all 9 innings.
Brewers GM and Senior Vice President Matt Arnold is our Brewers 360 guest every Thursday morning at 8:45.
How soon do I start asking you about trades and stuff, Matt?
My phone's always on, so no.
Brewers 360 is sponsored by Outdoor Living Unlimited and Big Fish Contracting.
All right, this is WTMJ, Steve Scaffidi for QC Kinetics. Why am I bringing them up? I've had elbow pain. Maybe a tear, tennis elbows, how they sometimes refer to that. But whether it's an elbow or knee, hip, or shoulder, if it's not getting better, you have to do something about it. You can only get so many shots. You know, the meds can do something. You can certainly have surgery. That's another option. At QC Kinetics, though, they're leaders in regenerative medicine. What is that? Advanced cellular therapy, platelet-rich plasma, your own platelet-rich plasma, all designed to help your body, my body, heal itself. They don't mask the pain. Goes to the root of the problem, contains growth factors, healing properties to maximize our own body's ability to heal itself. Here's the cool part. This is the sell right here. 92% of their patients report satisfaction with the results. I'm only 2 treatments in of 5. Elbow already feels better. If you're watching on YouTube or wherever, you can see the flexibility is great. Real results that help you move easier and faster. It doesn't cost anything for a second opinion. Here's how you get it. Call right now, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. Steve Scaffidi for QC Kinetics.
AccuNet Mortgage is an equal housing lender. NMLS ID 255368.
Steve and Ashley heard our radio ads over the years, and when it came time to buy their first home, they clicked on the blue button. We sent them a credit-verified pre-approval the same day and upgraded to a rock-solid, fully verified and guaranteed pre-approval shortly thereafter. We also let them know about AccuNet's property-specific pre-approval, where we might be able to include those magic words, no appraisal required. When they wrote their next offer, several $1,000s over asking to make sure someone else didn't end up sleeping in their dream home, their property-specific rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval did include that most powerful phrase, no appraisal required, and the sellers picked Steve and Ashley's offer over several others. If you think all mortgage lenders and pre-approvals are the same, think again. Go with the local mortgage lender that has the tools and know-how to help you win. We'll also likely save you $1,000 to $3,000 in closing costs for exactly the same rate as your bank. Whether you're looking to buy or refi, click on the blue button today at accunet.com.
Celebrating the great music of Ozzy Osbourne, who passed yesterday at the age of 76. He is the sort of the grandfather, father, whatever term you want to use, of heavy metal in this.
Did you ever see him live?
I saw him a long time. I'm talking 30 years ago.
Okay.
In his youth. I mean, he was awesome then. He was a crazy dude, but musically, brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Wrote the songs, performed the songs. One of, I don't know how many people, but installed in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as a band member and as an individual solo artist. That's a rare thing, and part of the reason why he's so loved and respected. So rest in peace, Ozzy Osbourne. All right, a real quick one before we get to news here with Connie Weber.
Well, also start submitting your questions because it's Wednesday, so we can ask us anything.
God,
855-616-1620. We'll start collecting your questions to answer after the bottom of the hour news.
All right,
Before
so
that,
everybody knows about the Kennedy Center, right? It's the celebration of the arts, named after the Kennedy family. Massive donations for the Kennedy family, and certainly, I think JFK was sort of the icon of American politics. The family name is significant. Well, the president apparently and the House of Representatives have built into the recent bill changing the name of the Kennedy Center to, what's the new name?
what is it exactly? Let me put it. Oh, I had it. And I don't want to screw it up. I mean, I know who it's going to be after, but I forgot exactly.
It's named after Melania Trump.
Yeah, but exactly what it was going to be called.
Yeah, I don't have the exact name either for some reason. So a committee voted 33-25 to adopt the name change as part of a larger amendment. The full House and the Senate still have to vote on this, so apparently it's still in process. Melania Trump is somehow going to be the name of the center if this eventually gets through. One, do you think it's going to get passed by the House and Senate? Really?
Probably. I mean, why would I not?
Should it?
No, but this is the life we live right now.
I mean, nothing against Melania Trump. She might be a lovely lady, and she certainly has to deal with a lot as the spouse of the President of the United States. But as far as work done,
I think that's the thing. I mean, I know she. What was her the first time around in the first administration, the first term? What were her projects?
Couldn't tell you.
I know this last time she kind of initiated or was behind the revenge porn bill that was signed.
Yeah. Okay. I'm not saying she's not.
No. I'm just trying. I'm
be.
genuinely trying to think of what. What's
the body of work that gets you a center named after you? And first of all, stripping away the Kennedy name from a center where the Kennedys have funded, at least at the early stages, funded a lot of this facility and supported it. And it speaks to sort of the problem, and I know we got to get the news here, of the politicizing of the arts now. So now the arts are politicized. So now that's going to be a game. So
some would argue the arts have always been political.
Yes, another conversation.
I mean, the pieces of art themselves.
Yes. Yeah, it's like the calling. So we'll have a further conversation about this. But to me, let's just leave it to Kennedy. So I'm not a big fan of changing the name willy-nilly, but that's just me. All right, we have local news with Connie Weber. Before we get to any of that, here's the latest from ABC.
This is a special report from ABC News. I'm Michelle Franzen. Pain and anguish inside a Boise courtroom as the two survivors and families of the 4 University of Idaho students murdered in 2022 address confessed killer Brian Kohberger. Survivor Dylan Mortensen says she has panic attacks from the stabbing murders inside their off-campus home and directed her anger to Kohberger sitting emotionless.
He took away birthdays, graduations, celebrations, and all the memories that we were supposed to make. All of it is gone.
Scott Laramie, stepfather to Madison Mogan, says they will feel the loss forever.
It helps us to know that he is in heaven now, freed from the trials of this earth. We, however, continue to live on without the grace and support of her presence.
Kohberger struck a deal with prosecutors that spares him the death penalty, agreeing to 4 consecutive life sentences without the possibility of parole. This is ABC News.
Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 11:31. I'm Connie Weber. Milwaukee police need help finding a missing woman. 24-year-old Anisha Travis was last seen this morning near 4:30 near West Fairmount Avenue and North 49th Street, walking on foot. She's black, 4 feet 11 inches tall, 130 pounds, with brown eyes and hair. Last seen wearing a red and orange shirt, gray leggings, and multicolored New Balance shoes. Search efforts continue for a woman who went missing Sunday morning near the Mississippi River in La Crosse. Efforts by by authorities, and the family of 22-year-old Elliot Hines to contact the woman have so far been unsuccessful. She was last seen walking south of downtown Lacrosse, just east of the river. Photos and more information on both of these missing persons cases are online at WTMJ.com. No free burgers in Milwaukee today after the Brewers fall to the Mariners 1-0 in Seattle, ending the Crew's 11-game winning streak, one victory shy of the George Webb promotional threshold. Milwaukee can still win the series this afternoon at Safeco Field. We'll have more in sports coming up. That will happen this evening. Time for news about your money and the WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The Dow is up 359 points, 44,861. The Nasdaq is up 32 at 20,925. S&P 500 is up 26 at 6,336. What does one big beautiful bill mean for your taxes and retirement? Join Annex Wealth Management for a free webinar today at noon. Get up to speed fast. Head to annexwealth.com and look for the events tab. Taking a look at the roads now with your WTMJ Time Saver traffic. I-41 west at the ramp from I-41 north. Right shoulder there blocked due to a crash. Doesn't appear to be any major slowing in that area, but look for that to be cleared off in the next half hour or so. Here's your WTMJ 5-day forecast. Heat advisory in effect now until 8 this evening for all of southeast Wisconsin. Sunny, hot, and humid today. Scattered thunderstorms mainly to the north. High is 94, but the heat index up to 105. It's going to be clear and humid overnight with a low 77. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, all 3 days. Partly cloudy skies, hot and humid with a chance for showers and storms all 3 days. Tomorrow's high 92. Heat index up to 103. Friday, highs 80 to 84. Saturday, the highs are around 82 to 85. And then sunshine on Sunday with highs 86 lakeside and 91 inland. Madison and Green Bay still at 78. Milwaukee 76 degrees. I'm Connie Weber. Outdoor Living Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 11:34.
Set sail on an unforgettable adventure with Celebrity Cruises. Discover exclusive offers only available through Fox World Travel during the Fox exclusive July sale. Experience luxury at sea with world-class dining, exhilarating entertainment, and stunning destinations. Whether you're dreaming of the Caribbean, Alaska, or beyond, we've got the perfect cruise for you. Book now to enjoy stackable discounts only at Fox World Travel. The sale ends July 25th. Don't miss out.
It's Christmas in July at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores. Get sale discounts store-wide all month long. What a great time to shop for all of your Christmas needs. Get your holiday decor and so much more, along with all the great bargains we always have for you. It's Christmas in July at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano for Inspired Closets, something that can positively affect your mood, getting organized and clearing out the clutter. A well-rounded closet could be the most powerful room in your home. Inspired Closets can transform your closets or laundry room, your pantry, any space in your house. What separates Inspired Closets from the others? Their 3D design software and a culture that promises to build what you want and need. Call my friends Katie and Dan today, a wife-husband team ready to help. Inspired days start in Inspired Closets. InspiredClosetsMilwaukee.com.
For senior living where comfort meets community, welcome to the Waters of Pewaukee, an experience designed with you in mind. Enjoy beautiful, spacious apartments, chef-prepared meals, and enriching daily activities that bring joy and purpose. Whether it's independent living, assisted care, or memory support, you'll find a compassionate staff, modern amenities, and the peace of mind you deserve at the Waters of Pewaukee. You're not just moving in, you're coming home. Schedule a tour and learn more today at thewaters.com.
Now it's time for Ask Us Anything on Point Taken. Got a burning question? Give us a call or text on the Siding Unlimited Talk and Text line at 855-616-1620.
Don't wait, because this goes very fast.
It does go fast.
It's the only thing between me and vacation, so it's going to go really, really fast today. I'll be heading off this afternoon to beautiful Las Vegas.
Also, quickly,
yes,
be best. Multiple people in the text line informed me because I knew she had done something, she being Melania Trump, in the first administration or the first term, and I couldn't think of what it was. And it was Be Best, a public service campaign of anti-internet bullying.
Ironic, isn't it? Again, nothing negative to say about Melania. She has to put up with all the nonsense, so she's She's earning her time as first lady. Texter said she hasn't done as much as other first ladies. I don't really know because she's not really a public-facing
She's
first
not
lady.
out there the same way that
She doesn't talk
I think
that
we're
much.
used to
Yeah.
first ladies being out there.
I have nothing against her. And
Although I don't really know what was Jill Biden's kind of
education focus.
Education,
Yeah. I mean, anyway.
But did she have like a whole program? Because I think
so.
when you think of Michelle Obama, she was doing all the food stuff and the workout stuff and kids getting in shape and getting healthy. That's what I think of her when I think of her.
First ladies have tough jobs. They have to put up with their husband's nonsense. Anyway, question, Kristin, do you think that our governor, Tony Evers, Democrat from Wisconsin, will announce his decision before, during, or after his decision to run again or not run again, the state fair? Before, during, or after?
During.
Okay, so you and I know that he is booked on our show on the 6th of August live at the State Fair. I believe it's 11 o'clock, 11:08. Is it possible?
I would love it.
Wouldn't that be wild?
We'd piss off so many other reporters if he just randomly announced it on our show.
Yeah, who would be pissed off?
I feel like everyone else who's been like hammering, trying to get the decision and break the news, and who have put in the time, sweat, and tears at the Capitol.
I always say this. I have a better relationship with this governor, who I never voted for, than some of the governors I have voted for. So it's like, he's always been very accommodating.
Well, you also have only had this show. You had this show for what, a year, 2 years before he took office?
Yeah, I've had the show since 2017.
So 2 years since he took office. So it's not like you had I guess you were mayor, though.
Yeah, and I know he came to Oak Creek.
Did Scott Walker come to Oak Creek? When
I did many events. We had
the
building of the interchange. There were several other big companies that came in at the time. We were pro-development in the Oak Creek
I've
city.
heard that about you.
Yeah.
I've heard that about your reign.
It's funny, not to make it about me, but get those questions about, by the way, 855-616-1620, the Signing Unlimited WTMJ talk and text line. People always criticize me when they criticize me as he's only concerned about development. We added more green space than any community in southeastern Wisconsin during the time I was mayor. That's not easy to do. The park.
Where'd you find the green? What do you mean? So
we created it.
Like you created parks.
Yeah, we created parks. Lake Vista along the lake. A name that I gave that lake or that park, Lake Vista. You know why I gave it that? Because we argued for hours on what the name should be. I go, there's the lake, Great Vista, boom, let's go. That was the decision. We built a wetlands park at Drexel Town Square where none existed previously. And what that means was we took all the stormwater from the entire dozens of acres, I can't remember the exact number anymore, all that stormwater filtered through special paving blocks, bricks, moves to that site, and naturally cleans. Great. It's not an easy thing to do.
No.
On the city's dime.
Got it done.
I mean, those are good stories. Let's take a break.
Get your questions in.
Yeah, get some good questions in. Slow today.
You got unhinged vacation Steve.
I'm
He'll
not
probably
unhinged.
answer things that you wouldn't think he would answer.
Yeah, let's push the envelope.
855-616-1620. We'll be back after this.
WTMJ, Steve Scaffidi here. Will rates go up or down? We'll know more on July 30th. That's when the Fed announces its next rate decision. Join Annex Wealth Management's chief economist, Dr. Brian Jacobson, for Instant Insight at 3 p.m. on July 30th. Instant Insight is when Annex goes live after important announcements like the Fed's announcement to help explain what it means for you and your money. When it comes to your financial future, a bit of expert insight could help you understand what's going on. Register now at WTMJ.com or events at AnnexWealth.com. July 30th at 3 p.m. live after the Fed announcement.
You don't have to be going for the largest personal injury verdict in state history to call us, or the largest product liability verdict in state history. But just in case it gets that big, we're the ones most qualified to handle it. Since 1930, our firm has handled and won the largest personal injury cases in Wisconsin history. And we want to handle your car accident case too. Habish, Habish & Rotier. National reputation, hometown service. Visit habish.com for more information.
Visit family-owned Ken Michaels Furniture and our in-store design centers where you'll still find beautiful, luxurious, heirloom-quality American-made furniture. Right now, save 30 to 35% store-wide and take advantage of our complimentary design services. Whether you're moving, renovating, or updating, our designers will help your vision become a reality. Visit Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield on Capitol Drive and in Greenfield on Highway 100 to save 30 to 35% store-wide today. Sleep better and save more with mattresses from Milwaukee Mattress and Ken Michaels Furniture. Handcrafted in our Milwaukee factory, our mattresses utilize natural materials like cotton cushioning, which dissipates body heat, Joma wool quilts for warm wintry nights and cool summer evenings, and natural latex providing superior conformability and pressure relief for aching joints. Stop in today at any Ken Michaels Furniture store and save up to 50% compared to national brands.
A buck doesn't buy much unless you're spending it at Griffin. For just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, $1 over our cost with free tire repair and lifetime rotation. We'll even show you the invoice to prove it. Our only requirements, we put them on for you. Buy one or the whole set. The dollar deal from Griffin. Milwaukee, Waukesha, Fort Atkinson, and Jefferson. Griffin. The buck stops here. The deals on tires don't. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers.
Hi, this is Jeff Levering with the Brewers Radio Network. Ridgetop Exteriors, Wisconsin's trusted name in home improvement, does more than just top-quality roofing. They're your go-to for maintenance-free siding and energy-efficient windows, too. Ridgetop has expert credentials with leading manufacturers like Pella, James Hardie, and LP Smart Siding. For over 20 years, they delivered exceptional craftsmanship and service. Call Ridgetop Exteriors today or visit ridgetopexteriors.com. Ridgetop Exteriors, where customer service always comes first.
Ridgetop Exteriors.
Looking for an e-bike? Shop Wheel and Sprocket and find rows and rows of bikes in a bunch of different styles and colors for you to see, touch, feel, and even test ride.
Visit wheelandsprocket.com for a location near you.
Life is short. Enjoy your ride.
Questions are starting to come in, finally. 855
Other people are obviously on vacation as well.
Yeah, 855-616-1620. No, I forgot what I was going to say. I had something I was going to say, and I completely spaced it off. Anyway, Steve, do you have a favorite city in Sicily? It's Suvaco, I think. It's Suvaco. It's where they filmed some of the movie Godfather.
Is that why it's your favorite?
It's gorgeous. It's up on the top, and it looks down on Taormina, which is one of the most expensive resorts in the world, where they filmed.
The top being a mountain, or the top being the north?
A mountain.
Okay.
Also on the sort of northeast side of Sicily, which I will be back to in October with another listener trip. Taormina is like the most expensive resort in the world. It's where they filmed, I think, season 2 of White Lotus.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely gorgeous. And I think my listener trip in October, we're actually going through that area again.
Nice.
But
you're not staying at that hotel.
No, probably a little bit above our pay scale. So that Suvaco would be my favorite city. It was a really cool, ancient, old, very cool Sicilian city with a lot of cool people that are hanging out there. Caller on the line, Steve from my favorite city of Oak Creek. Hi, Steve. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. I was just wondering, speaking of vacations, if either of you have ever been on a cruise ship vacation, and what would you think of doing your show from the cruise ship in the Milwaukee Harbor?
Oh, I have never. Thank you, Steve. I have never been on a cruise.
Never?
I've never done a cruise.
God, I've done a dozen of them.
Yeah. I don't like the port. I don't want to just get off in the port cities and then move on to the next. I'm sure eventually we'll do a cruise. I've never done a cruise, but I would love to do. We could do a cruise show.
So, Steve is a smart guy. We both met him, and we both know who he is. There was just a Viking cruise ship in town. My brain is spinning right now. So, as part of that Viking experience, how about we come in and do a show on the cruise ship from the Milwaukee area, the river there, for like an hour?
I love it.
Little something for the folks on the cruise ship, little something for the local folks. We could have some audience.
Yeah.
So
great idea. Thanks, Steve.
Is the sales team listening?
Probably not.
Okay. All right.
All right.
There's a question just for you.
Just for me. Question for Kristin. Do you and women in your circle feel that more than ever since women's suffrage, Congress, and the current administration don't respect you as constituents? I mean, I wasn't around during women's suffrage, but I would say in my lifetime, so in 39 years, and we'll cut that to me kind of coming of age, it is the first time where it feels like we're kind of going backwards than going forward for women in this country.
Are you optimistic about the future?
Well, I did text on our group chat with Bill and Joe this morning that there's certain news that makes me think maybe I shouldn't have a second kid. So we'll say neutral. Depends on the day.
Steve, I know you like Las Vegas as well, but as I do. But have you noticed the airline flights and also hotel rooms have really jumped? Yeah, they have significantly higher.
I thought airline flights, because there was less people flying, I would have thought that prices would have come down.
Yeah, it depends where you're flying to. Like if you want to go to Europe, man, it is cheap.
Okay.
I told Kathy we should think about this. I know you say I take too many vacations. We should just go for a weekend. You fly out in the afternoon on Friday. You're there by, late.
Midnight.
Let's see, there's 6 hours
There's
ahead.
6 hours ahead.
Morning, Saturday, fly back Sunday. Maybe come back for Monday. Maybe we missed the Monday show, whatever. A quick weekend in Paris.
Yeah.
What do you think?
That's fine.
Would the company add another week's vacation so I could do that and then
No.
report on it? No, they wouldn't probably do that. What do you think of politicians using more profanity on air these days and how our culture is changing? I'm curious what you say about this.
I don't really care. I mean, I think Hunter Biden maybe did was a little overboard. It was a little like Goodfellas.
Too much.
Maybe or like a Quentin Tarantino movie. So maybe it loses its impact when you use it in every sentence or multiple times in a sentence. But I think every once in a while, there's lots of studies that show people trust people more when they curse. That there's an authenticity when people curse that people just find a little bit more appealing, a little more real. So it doesn't really bother me. Like, it was interesting because I posted that video of Tony Evers saying BS on air, and my reaction, if anyone got to see it, was kind of like, let's hit the dump button. And it wasn't because I'm a prude and I was offended by him cursing. It's more of the FCC.
Yeah.
But there was a ton of people in the comment section also being like, who cares? It's just a word. It's like, well, I think the FCC still cares.
I get a lot because you've been with me upstairs before the show. I swear.
Yeah. I would say you and I probably curse the most out of all us off air.
Yeah. Someone complained about me swearing, like a teammate or something. I mean, it's like, wow.
Which kind of surprises me, because let's look at who, like, the stations and the culture of it's a pretty fast and loose, fun, young culture for most of the people who work at good Karma brands.
I'm just expressing myself.
Yeah.
It's freeing. Now, I will say this, going to your sort of the cultural piece of this, be prepared. If we're opening up, there's no rules, like presidents can say the F word and S word and all the other words. Whether you like it or not, young people will emulate that at some point. They see that being normalized. Therefore, those words become...
Have you been around middle schoolers?
Yeah, my wife's a teacher. I've been around a lot.
I'm just saying, like, I'm not sure that's new.
But is it a good thing? Do you want kids dropping F-bombs?
I just don't know if it changes anything.
Do you want kids dropping their F-bombs to their teachers? No.
Are they not already doing that?
If they're doing it, I think there should be a penalty for doing that because it's not appropriate.
I think there is already a penalty for it.
In my day, I'm going to give you an old man lecture here. In my day, when you did those types of things, if you did them, you spent an hour after school in what they called detention.
Were you writing on the chalkboard? Were you Bart
Simpson? No, I didn't have to write on the chalkboard. There's a lot of things they could do to you to punish you. None of that happens now. There's no detention.
There's detention now.
They don't put Breakfast Club, that movie. You think
maybe there's not Saturday detention. You're saying that no schools have detention anymore.
I'm not saying it absolutely, but most schools do not. They don't do that kind of.
I mean, I guess I don't know that as a fact.
If you're a school district, any member of
or if you have a child that you know has been in detention,
is there detention? Tell me yes or no. I don't think there is to any great degree. All right, we got to take a break here.
Yeah.
We're going to wrap it up after this on Point Taken on 620 WTMJ.
Bank 5-9 has a mission to make lives better. They make it a priority to give back to their customers, communities, and their employees. In fact, Bank 5-9 was just honored again by the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel as a top workplace. That makes 16 years in a row. Want to learn more about working with the great people at Bank 5-9? Visit bank59.com/careers. Equal Opportunity Employer, member FDIC.
Hey, this is WTMJ's Steve Scaffidi. Let's talk about Avid. Change My Life can change yours as well, whether you're dealing with tossing and turning or snoring. Maybe your bed partner is doing all of those things, making your sleep life miserable. I did something about it. Before I ever was a spokesperson, I was a client, and I went to Avid. 30-minute visit. They put me at ease. They answered my questions. They added in a really simple sleep study at home in my own bed. Determined my problem, sinuses, nasal passages in my breathing triangle. After a very short procedure, now I sleep through the whole night. Now I don't wake up feeling exhausted and tired. I wake up rested and refreshed. You want to find out how breathing well and sleeping well can make your nights better? Easy to do. Go to advertisements.com, schedule an appointment today, because Advent knows when you breathe well, you live better.
Hi, John McGivern here. Did you know Network Health has been a leader in providing health plans in Wisconsin for over 41 years? A lot has changed in the last 4 decades, and Network Health remains as dependable and reliable as ever, providing health plans in 25 Wisconsin counties to over 126,000 members and growing. Join them. Call 833-7-NETWORK today. HMO and POS plans underwritten by Network Health Plan. Compensation has been provided for using this endorsement of Network Health.
The historic Fox and Hound Supper Club is the most beautiful, unique, and affordable summer dining destination. WTMJ's John Merck here. I love the Fox and Hounds. When you buy one dinner, your second dinner is free, including prime rib every Wednesday and Saturday, desserts and ice cream drinks, buy one, get one free. Order a hand-cut choice ribeye steak, pan-seared scallops, the roasted duck, pan-fried walleye, pasta, the ribs, any entree, your second dinner is free. 7 nights a week. Wow, what a value. Relax with a cold beverage on that patio in the woods, then dinner in one of the 8 unique dining rooms. Your second dinner is free. It is a dining experience at the historic Fox and Hounds. The award-winning Fox and Hounds Supper Club off Highway 167 near Holy Hill. The drive through the Kettle Moraine is stunning. A Wisconsin summer must-see. Wherever you live, it's worth the beautiful drive and free dinner at the Fox and Hounds. So step away from your kitchen, call and reserve your free dinner today. It's the famous Fox and Hounds.
Hi, I'm Eric Brown, owner of Outdoor Living Unlimited. Outdoor Living Unlimited is Wisconsin's #1 TimberTech decking installer. We install anything decks and more. Stop by Outdoor Living Unlimited showroom and visit OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Oh, one of his big hits, Ozzy Osbourne. I love this song. I listened to it a couple times yesterday. I was driving around town doing errands for my big trip to Las Vegas, which is going to commence this afternoon.
You got 6 minutes, buddy.
6 minutes to ride it out.
When is your flight take off?
Late afternoon.
Oh, so you got time.
I got some time.
All right. Greendale High School has half-hour lunch and after-school detention. 11 years ago, in the 262, there was detention. So I don't know if that's a long time yet. 414, my daughter goes to Wisconsin Lutheran. She got detention last year, had to stay after school for an hour.
Good job, Wisconsin Lutheran.
New Berlin has detention.
Okay.
Oak Creek no longer has detention. So
Oak
maybe
Creek.
that's why you thought that there was no detention, is because
That
that
is
is your
that
hometown.
is what prompts me. They should have detention.
And then a school psychologist here, no after-school detention where I work. Parents won't stand for it. We do have lunch detentions and some loss of recess.
First of all, thanks for the text. The piece that got me right there, parents won't stand for it. So what is that saying to us? Parents don't want their kids disciplined? What is it saying?
I mean, that's without more information on its face, that's how I read it.
I think parents need to do a better job. Be better.
Be best.
Yeah. Stop bullying school administrators and school board members. Maybe let's start
Your
with that.
kid's not special.
99 out of 100 times your kid is not special. You think most parents agree with that? No. Your kid is not special. Matter of fact, your kid in a lot of cases could be the problem.
I have moments of feeling, so we do like a nanny share with our friends for Frankie. And there is times that I come home and I ask how she was today. And there's times where she's a toddler. And there is I could already feel it a little bit of it's like, well, was she actually, or she just being a toddler? Are you being a little dramatic? Or just questioning her a little bit because you're kind of defensive of your child.
Last week, we picked up our grandkids down in Illinois because we had to meet them at my other grandkids' baseball game. And little Charlie, my only granddaughter, sees us across the playground, all asphalt between us and her, full sprint in flip-flops. And I'm like, this is going to end.
She's going to eat it.
Thank God she didn't. But
wow.
I just had
You
complete.
got an athlete on your hands.
Oh, I was just so worried she's going to take a header and just cut herself and gash her leg. Thank God she didn't. She was so excited, though, so that's a cool thing. All right, I'm out of here.
Have fun.
You're going to control the ship for the next couple of days.
Next 2 days, unless he cancels on me, tomorrow we should have Mayor Cavalier Johnson in studio. And yeah, we'll have actually Deb Andraka. Representative Deb Andraka's in for Joe on Friday. But yeah, we're going to have 2 very fun days. Come back tomorrow at 10 a.m. But for now, news is next.
Are you over 50 and constantly feeling tired, bloated, or just a little off? Don't ignore it. Those could be signs that your liver is crying for help. As we age, our